Hello. So just coming on here a few minutes early, just as everyone is arriving to the page. If you feel inclined to say hello, so I might know who's joining me. Welcome to my home. Really looking forward to this. Yeah, beautiful. I see so many of you joining. If you want to say hello, so I know who's here with me. Someone just hearted. I couldn't see it. Who was it? Here we go. Oh, Dawn. Hi, Ricardo. Richard. Hi. Yay. Who else is here with me? Yay. Hi. So wonderful. Great. So we'll just give it a few minutes. Hi. Sid. Beautiful. Hi. Okay, so it's officially 7:45 right now. Oop, I shouldn't be adjusting that. I'm a very tall person, so I hope that you'll be able to see me when I'm standing up. Yeah, really looking forward to getting to move with you and capping this off with the crystal sound bath. Really special. And what is even more special, greater, is that if you fall asleep while I'm doing the sound bath, you're at home, no problem. Great. So you don't really need anything to practice tonight. And again, if you're just joining, go ahead and say hello. You know you're here. Okay, I'm just gonna give it like a minute, just in case we have some late stragglers. If you haven't had a chance to sign in online, you can do so now or after the class as well on the Prama Yoga website. And I hope that all of you are just really caring for yourselves. Obviously you are if you're here. So. And this is the first time I'll have been doing the bowls. Hi, Peggy. Thanks for being here. This is the first time I'll have been doing the bowls on a Facebook Live. So yay, Stephanie, hi. Oh, wow, this is so fun. Super fun. So anyway, while I'm doing it, hey, Jen, so fun. While I'm doing the bowls at the end, if it doesn't sound great, then just let me know in the comments so that maybe I can adjust things for the Friday morning class or next Wednesday if we're still all locked up in our homes together. Okay, so just let me know how that sounds at the end. Yay! Okay, so 7:47. I might give like one more minute and then we'll start. Okay. So again, if you still need to sign in online, you can do that on the Prama Yoga website. You can also do it afterward, I believe. Okay. So we are going to get started. So if you want to just find yourself lying down on your mat, making yourself really comfortable. If you happen to have any props with you and you want to use them through the practice, go ahead and do so. Make yourself really comfortable. as you get started. And you can just lie flat on your back, unless there's another position that you would like to take in this moment, maybe feet together with knees open in butterfly, or you can have your knees bent with your feet on the mat. And there's a lot that we have been moving through together as a collective. And so I invite you to really just allow any sort of like energetic gunk that has attached to you through this whole process. Now is your opportunity, now is your time to allow the settling, and almost like dust, like you could just, just brush it off and just let it all start to melt off of your body. So again, finding yourself in a comfortable position, lying down on your back. I'll try to keep my voice a little louder so that you can really hear me well. Let's all do that together. Take a really full breath in and open your mouth to exhale. And do that twice more. Full breath in. Totally let it go. You might even stick your tongue out, let your jaw go loose. And one more time. Total release. Just breathing smoothly in and out of your nose. Starting to really receive the natural rhythm of your own breath. Of your own breath. So something that happens when we are ourselves, we have a lot of emotions and thoughts running through us, and we're moving through this time, right, where there's a bit of chaos and fear and panic, and we're a lot of preparing, and also a lot of slowing down, which can feel very irritating, or whatever your experience is around that. By people who are also going through this experience, and as well we're impacted by the collective energy. And this in turn affects the way we are breathing. And so right now, just checking in with your own rhythm of breath. It's really easy for us to kind of take on the rhythm of those around us, which could be a little bit more like shallow and panicky. And so for you, allowing your breath at the time and the space to really return to what's like your ground zero, your neutral, your organic rhythm. And may your breath be like your own lullaby as you move through this practice tonight. So just sense the ground beneath you, and even beyond the ground and beyond the foundation of the building that you're in, and actually starting to feel the earth. Feel the earth, your body being held by the earth. And the earth feeling all of humanity slowing down. And she is in joy. She is in delight. And what has really been coming through strongly for me as I meditate and drop into what is going on and what we can do for ourselves and for humanity as we move through this time. And that is to really come back to the earth, come back to being in sacred, honoring relationship with the earth. So when you're ready, go ahead and start to bend your knees, bringing your feet onto the mat, and then one at a time, bringing your right knee into your chest and your left knee into your chest. One hand on each knee, flex your feet, soften through the tops of your shoulders and the sides of your neck, and just breathe your belly into your thighs. And then as you exhale, receive the weight of your thighs into your belly. Let's do that for a few cycles of breath. Expanding open into thighs and then receiving thighs into belly. But opening your arms out to a T. You can also bend your elbows and goalpost arms. And then send both of your knees, your legs over to the left side. Just a nice, easy twist. And fill your breath in all the space between your navel and your spine. Fill your breath there. And then slowly lifting your knees back up center. Feeling the ground beneath you as you drop your knees over to the right side. And so all the places where your body physically makes contact with the ground, now imagine that you can breathe right into those spaces. Sensing your body actually become closer to the earth as you breathe into your earth, into your ground. And then lifting your knees back up center. Take your right thigh and cross it all the way over your left thigh. Thigh on top of thigh. One hand on each knee, just gently hugging in towards your belly and your chest. Again, keeping your shoulders soft, your neck soft, even your tongue soft, cheeks soft. Find those full belly breaths into your thighs. Receiving your thighs into your belly as you exhale. And then walking your hands down to mid-shin, flex your feet, pushing through your heels, and then start to pull in towards your shoulders from there. And take a big breath into the bowl of your pelvis. And as you exhale, allow your tailbone and the back of your pelvis to actually drop heavier down into the mat. Final breath here. Slowly unwind your legs. Bring one hand onto each knee as your knees open wide, as if you were moving into happy baby. And then just to give that gentle hug, helping your knees to descend towards the ground. Beautiful. Crossing your left thigh over your right thigh. One hand on each knee, hugging in. Close your eyes, deep belly breath. Great. Walking hands to mid-shin. Flexing your feet if they're not already, and then pulling in towards your shoulders. Again, relax, like melting those tissues along the sides of your neck. Beautiful. And then slowly unwinding. Again, come into that like happy baby prep. One hand on each knee, knees wide, hugging down. And then bringing your hands around underneath the backs of your thighs. Extend your right leg straight out towards the right side. Begin to roll through your ankle. Good. You might get some pops and crickles and kinks out. Breathe into your ankle. Go in the opposite direction. Good. And then rebend your knee and extend your left leg straight out to the left side. Begin to roll through your ankle. Getting your whole foot involved. Point your toes, flex your toes. Good, and then go in the opposite direction. Really roll even through like the tissues through the top of your foot. Good, and then re-bend your knee. Hugging your knees together, wrap arms around your shins, curl into a small ball. Really hug. You might even kind of walk your hands further out towards the sides of your arms. Hugging in. Deep breath here. And then exhale, relax your chest down. Keep your right knee into your chest and extend your left leg out all the way long. And really extend, push long through your left leg, your extended leg. And then softening your shoulders, hug your thigh and knee closer to your belly and chest. The action actually happening from belly and chest, or belly and thigh, coming closer together, not from this gripping and pulling from your shoulders and your neck. Good. And then from here, inhale, curl, head, neck, and shoulders up off of the mat. Staying soft, cheeks, jaw, throat. Another breath. Bring your hands around to the back of your thigh and slowly extend your leg straight up towards the sky. Walk your hands up the back of your leg, any amount, a little or a lot, keeping soft. Again, inhale, lift, like you can lift your heart to touch your toes, and then exhale, you'll pull a little closer towards your chest. And then do that twice more with your breath. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, hugging in. Once more. Good, relax your chest all the way down. And then using your right hand, holding outside, just about like outside of your shin or your calf. You can relax your left arm out towards the side. And then externally rotate your entire leg. So your thigh, your knee, your shin, your toes point towards the back right corner of the room. And then slowly begin to lower your leg out towards the right side. At a certain point, your elbow can bend, your upper arm can rest down. Okay? And you can use your hand as much as you would like to support your leg here. Ground down. Feel your whole left side grounding down into the earth, the opposite side of your body. And then breathe beyond your lungs, beyond your belly, all the way through your inner thigh. Can you even feel it flow to your right big toe tip? And then slowly lifting back up center. You can take your left hand, grabbing a hold again outside of your right calf or shin, and then slowly twisting, pulling your leg all the way over to the left side. You can always bend your knee as well if needed. Right arm is out to the side. You might even turn your head in the opposite direction if that feels okay in your neck. And then again, breathe into that space between your navel and your spine. Filling it like a balloon, and then letting it completely go. Your navel and your spine actually come closer together as you exhale. Good, and then slowly lifting back up center. Bend your knee, hand onto your knee, or sorry, come into a half happy baby, grabbing a hold of the pinky side edge of your right foot, and then hugging down towards the floor. Good, returning your knee back through center. Switch your legs. Left knee draws in, right leg extends out. Really push the energy all the way out from your hip, knee out through your heel. Inhale, curl, head, neck, and shoulders up off of the mat. Soft jaw, full breath. Breathe, belly and thigh hugging closer together. Feeling the action happen from your thigh and belly hugging together. And now bring hands around the back of your thigh, extending your leg straight up towards the sky. Walk your hands up the back of your leg, any amount. Soft shoulders. Inhale, lifting through your heart. Exhale, hug your leg closer. And then twice more with your unique rhythm of your breath. Good, relaxing your chest all the way down. Left hand holding outside of your calf, right arm out to the side. Externally rotate your leg first, so thigh, shin, toes point towards back left corner. And then and only then do you start to lower your leg out to the left. Again, your elbow can bend, upper arm can rest down. Your right side, opposite side, rooting down as if you could like smush your body into the rich soil of the earth. And then breathe beyond lungs, all the way through inner thigh. Just follow the trail of your breath. Okay, next inhale, you'll lift your legs slowly back up center. Switching arms, your right hand grabs outside of your left shin or calf, left arm out to the side as you twist to the right. Good. Breathe into that space between navel and spine, feeling them widen, the space between them becoming larger. And then as you exhale, actually relax your back body, your left shoulder blade down towards the mat a little more. And then slowly rising back up center. Find that half happy baby, opening your knee out towards the back left corner, grabbing a hold of outer edge of foot and hugging down. Good. Returning your knee back through center. Draw your right knee back in and extend your left leg out all the way onto the mat. Hands come around the back of your thigh, extending your leg straight up towards the sky. Walk your hands up the back of your leg as you curl your head, neck, and shoulders to lift up. Now hover your left heel about a couple inches off of the ground. Again, pressing all the way out, reaching out through thigh, knee, toe. And now release your arms down by the sides of your hip. You can always support the back of your head if you need. Just make sure to keep your elbows really wide. Otherwise, arms stay by your sides. And then lift your shoulder blades off the mat. Lift your heart like you could touch your top toes. Gazing down towards your navel, towards your left toes. Breathe. Full breath in. Exhale, switch your legs. Left leg lifts, right leg extends out. Full breath in. Exhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Switch. Good. So moving with your breath, switching on the exhale. And every time you lift that leg in, feel your thigh, again, hugging towards your belly. Thigh hugging in towards belly. Soften your jaw, soften your throat. And now feel where your back body is connecting to the mat and breathe into those spaces, increasing your ground, your earth. Good. Right leg lifts, left leg lowers, pause. Bring your hands around to the back of your head if they're not there already. Elbows really wide, out of your peripheral vision. And now twist, pulling your left shoulder towards your right knee. Exhale, switch. 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 Moving slow, controlled. And bringing that softness in, that ease, by softening through your mind, softening through your jaw, your throat, your eyes. Awakening your power center. You are powerful and you are in control of your energy. Good. Bring both knees back into your chest, wrapping arms around shins. Curl, curl, curl. And then exhale, relax your chest down. Extend arms overhead, legs all the way out in front of you. Interlace your fingers and turn your palms towards the wall behind you and press out through your thighs, through your heels. Even allow for this moment your low back to actually curl away from the floor. Stretch open your belly, deep breath into belly, and then open your mouth, total release. Again, full belly breath. And then open, release. Good. This time, send your low back pressing towards the earth as tailbone actually lengthens towards your heels. Feel your back ribs connecting, rooting onto the earth. Breathe into that full breath. Total release. Arms come back down by your sides. Bend your knees. Feet come onto the mat. Slowly roll yourself over to the side and press yourself up. Great. Beautiful. So find your way onto all fours in a tabletop position. Okay. Again, if you have a blanket and you want to use it underneath your knees, you're more than welcome to. So spreading your palms nice and wide so you really feel the full surface of your palm on the mat. Knees under hips. Inhale, cow spine, heart forward, shoulder blades sliding down your back. And then exhale, deeply round through cat. Drop your head, heavy cheeks. Inhale, cow spine, heart forward. Exhale, cat, deeply rounding. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, back of your heart opening, the shoulder blades widen. A few more with your breath. Really coming into the full expansion of front of heart and back of heart. Right. And then going in full circles. The next time you bring your heart forward, press your ribs over to the side. Get into the side of your heart and then come up through center through cat. Go over to the other side and then drop your belly down through cow. Big circles. Really feel your ribs as you roll through your ribs. Letting your head and your neck move as much as they please. Feel the connection, the relationship between your tailbone and your crown. Move in the other direction. Feel how your tailbone and your crown are connected and they move together. Good. Find a neutral spine. Widen your knees just a little bit wider than your hips. Big toes touching behind you. Hips press back onto your heels for child's pose. Bringing your head down onto the mat. And really giving yourself to the earth. The greatest way to receive is to give yourself. And in this time when community is probably more important than ever, and we are really being tested in our spiritual practice and beyond just like the physical practice, but our ability to have compassion and live in truth, right? And be not taking more, right? Not having greed, not taking more than you need, and also being of service. And how can you share yourself in this moment? Each of us has a unique light, a unique essence, a unique gift that we can really show up and continue to spread joy and laughter and hope in these times. Go ahead and rise back up onto hands and knees. Tuck your toes and lift your hips to a bent knee, downward facing dog. So first, just finding the length through your whole upper body. I want you to bend your knees a lot, and then really lift the backs of your thighs up towards the sky, keeping your knees bent. And now feel the tips of your fingers root down into the mat. And then each of the mounds of each of your fingers moving down into the mat, and use that grounding to actually lifting lighter up through your upper arms, your side rims, your side waist, backs of thighs, lengthening. Take one more full breath here. And then exhale, return down onto your knees and send your hips back again, child's pose. Full breath. Give yourself. Allow the earth to delight in you giving yourself to her. And now crawl your fingertips as far forward as you can reach. Really get long from your hips to ribs to shoulders to fingers, as far forward as you can reach. And then without moving your hands, make sure they're still shoulder distance apart, palms are still wide, okay? And without moving your hands, rise back up onto hands and knees, tuck your toes, lift your hips, and now we're in a longer downward facing dog. And now lift really high onto the balls of your feet. Find that same rooting through fingertips, mound of each finger, lifting long, light. And now maintain the lift of your hips as you relax your heels towards the mat any amount. You do not have to touch, just think of lengthening. And now use your breath. Come totally still. Find stillness and use your breath to create extra space, extra length through the sides of your spine, through your inner thighs. One final breath. And then exhale, return back down onto your knees. Step your right foot through between your hands. Right foot through. Tucking your back toes, lift your back knee. Okay, and then actually get really light on your hands. So at any point, you could just lift your hands away. Your legs are really supporting you here. And then lifting your belly and your chest away from your thigh. Root down through your front heel and drag it towards the back of your mat. Your heel and your hip, dragging back. Strong in your back thigh, pressing up towards the sky. And allow the sides of your neck to just lengthen forward through your crown so your neck is just one nice long extension of your spine. Good. And then breathe into your foot, rooting down into the mat. Breathe into your back heel, reaching behind you. And into your sternum, lengthening forward. And now sweeping your arms out towards the side, turn your palms behind you and sweep, arms coming back by your sides. Really rolling your shoulder heads open a lot, reaching from shoulder head out through the tips of your fingers. Breathe. You are stable, you are rooted. You are so supported by the earth. A little bend of your back knees, sweeping your arms forward, chest lifts, soft crescent pose. Full breath here. Exhale, hands release down onto the mat. Step back to a plank pose. Heart forward. Tailbone, if it's popping up in the air, send it back towards your heels. Your one nice long line from crown to tailbone to heels. Feel your breath, hear your breath. Your breath has a texture. Can you hear the texture of your breath? Good, one more breath here. As you exhale, press the floor away, lift your belly, your hips up, press your thighs back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Long, Smooth breath, really starting to develop Ujjayi if you haven't already, allowing your breath to slide against the back of your throat, allowing your breath to act as an anchor, grounding you into self. Your next exhale, lower down onto your knees. Gaze between your thumbs and step your left foot through between your hands. Tucking back toes, lifting your back knee. Coming into your high lunge. Okay, light on your fingers. They might even be just barely grazing the mat. Make sure to scoop your belly off of your thighs. You're not dumping down, laying down. You're actually lifted and supported strong in your legs. Your front heel roots down, dragging your heel, your hip behind you. Soft scissoring action in your legs. Breathe. Ujjayi. And then sweeping your arms out to a T, turn palms to face behind you, and then sweep your arms by your sides. And imagine like there was a string attached to the back of your triceps, and they're just gently lifting you lighter, almost like they were wings, feather light, lifting towards the sky. Soft bend in your back knees, sweeping your arms forward and up, chest lifting, Anjaneyasana, crescent pose. One more breath. Exhale, hands return to the mat. Stepping back to plank pose. Get strong in your legs. Sternum, breathing forward. Rock more of your weight forward, shoulders coming over fingertips. Maybe knees drop to the mat, maybe they stay lifted as you take your first chaturanga, elbows pointing straight back behind you, lower all the way onto your belly. The tops of your feet root down into the mat, even get your pinky toe to press, to smush into the mat. And then breathe your pubic bone, rooting down. Big belly breath lifts you, opens you through your ribs, your collarbones, low cobra. Ujjayi. Good. Drag the heel of your hand gently down and back, like you could propel yourself forward. Big belly breath into your back ribs, into your collarbones. Good. Next, inhale, pressing up, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. You can always start in swan with your knees down to protect your low back. Otherwise, your thighs are pressing straight up towards the sky. Really wrap your outer arms around to your back body. Let your breath touch your collarbones. And then exhale, either push the floor away and lift your hips to downward dog, or you can set your knees down, rock your hips back, tuck your toes, and lift. Adho Mukha, downward dog. Feel your breath. Feel it, hear it. See it. Draw out long the fabric of your breath as if it were a long piece of fabric coiled up. And as you draw it out long, as you slow your breath down, you can actually see the patterns of your breath, the texture of your breath. And now inhale, lift high to your toes, bend your knees, gaze between your thumbs, walk or step your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthening your heart forward, hands to shins. You can always maintain a soft bend in your knees if you need to. Rocking your heart, lengthening forward, backs of your thighs lengthening up towards the sky, really long in your spine. Exhale, drape over your thighs, forward fold, Uttanasana. Again, inhale, lengthening heart forward. Even press the tops of your thighs back as your side waist can get longer as sternum draws forward. And then exhale, totally drop down. Inhale again, heart forward, hands to shins. Exhale, drop down. Now heel toe your feet a little wider than your hips and grab a hold of opposite elbow with opposite hand and really let yourself just hang over your thighs. Make your head super heavy. You might even shake it out a little bit, shaking it yes, shaking it no. You can flutter your lips, make sure your lips and your cheeks are really heavy. Good. Switch the cross of your forearms and then allow yourself to actually get heavier through your side rims, side arms, your elbows. Good. Releasing your arms down, chest forward, sweep your arms around, interlace your fingers behind your back. Roll shoulder blades together on your spine, heart forward, and then exhale, fold. You can always do this with hands on your sacrum as well if you're working with anything in your shoulders right now. And then releasing your arms all the way down to floor or shins. Make sure you're supporting yourself somewhere. Heart forward, heel toe your feet back to hips distance or all the way together. And then exhale, fold. Coming all the way to stand up, heart forward, sweeping your arms all the way out and up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Great. Okay, take a moment of pause here, close your eyes, and drop your gaze, your internal sight, your internal gaze down into your heart, down into your belly. And then bring your mind right to the surface where your skin of your feet touch the ground. And breathe into that point of contact. And so there is a liveliness. There is a consciousness that is occurring between your feet and the earth at this moment. And start to breathe it up, invite it up through your breath, up through your knees, up through your thighs, lengthening your tailbone down, pubic bone up. As you lengthen that, invite that up into belly, up into your back ribs, lifting you up into your heart, into your collarbones, receiving that in your throat and behind your eyes. The feet on the earth, the breath in your body. Releasing your arms down, sweeping your arms all the way out and up. Gaze up, touch your palms together. And then exhale, swan dive, Uttanasana, forward. Inhale, lengthening your heart forward. Exhale, stepping your right leg straight back. That soft bend of your knees, sweep your arms out to a T, all the way back by your sides. And then sweeping arms forward, lift your chest, crescent pose. Exhale, hands to the mat. Then lean into your right hand, twist open to the left side. Keep hugging your outer hip in towards your midline. And then exhale, closing your hand down. Step back to plank pose, heart forward. Chaturanga, maybe only halfway down this time. Come right into Urdhva Mukha, upward facing dog, full breath. And then exhale, finding your way back. Adho Mukha. This time, inhale, lifting your right leg straight up and back. Keep your toe, your hip pointing down towards the floor. And then find that rooting into fingertips, round the beach finger, lengthening back, 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 back. And then exhale, shoulders over wrist, knee to nose. Shoulders right over your wrist, knee to nose. Gaze between your thumbs and step your foot through. Helping it forward if you need to, ankle right underneath your knee. And then lifting your chest slightly, arms sweep out to a T. Palms turn behind you, arms sweep back by your sides. A little bend of your back knee as you lift Anjaneyasana, crescent pose. Maybe you even gaze up and touch your palms. And then exhale, hands release down onto the mat. Twisting open towards the right side, full breath. Keep rolling your bottom shoulder down your back. And then exhale, closing your arm down. This time, step to the top of your mat. Hands to shins or floor, heart forward. Exhale, Uttanasana. Rising to stand, sweeping arms out and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take one full breath. Feel feet on the earth. Breath through your whole body. Good. Arms release. Inhale, sweeping. Exhale, fold. Heart lengthens. Left leg steps back. Inhale, arms sweep to a T. Back by your sides. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, pitch your chest forward over the front of your thigh. Pause. Strong in your back thigh, straighten that leg. Find that rooting down, that soft scissoring action of your legs. Root down through front heel, drag it back. One more breath. Exhale, hands to the mat, twist open. Exhale, close your arm down. Step back to plank pose, heart forward. Exhale, chaturanga. You can always skip the vinyasa at any point through your practice. Urdhva Mukha. We will meet you in downward dog. Left leg rises. Inhale. Pause here. Get long, get light, get lifted. And then exhale, shoulders over wrists, knee to nose. Gaze between your thumbs and step your foot all the way through. Soft bend of back knee, arms sweep out to a T, back by your sides. Inhale, crescent pose. And then exhale, pitching your chest forward over your thigh, extending heart forward. Hug your inner thighs towards one another. One more breath. Exhale, hands to the mat, twisting open. Close your arm down. Step to the top of your mat. Inhale, heart lengthening. Exhale, drop. Good, and let yourself just hang here for a moment. Heel toe your feet wider than your hips once again. Good, and then this time as you cross your forearms, start to walk your hands, and I'm going to turn in case you guys want to look at me. You're going to walk your hands up the sides of your arms, your upper arms, all the way. Maybe you can even bring your hands to the backs of your shoulders or even onto the backs of your shoulder blades. And then letting yourself just drop heavy here. Give a gentle press of the back of your head into your forearms. Good, and then crawling your fingers back down your outer arms towards your elbows. Lengthening your heart forward, you're going to switch the cross of your forearms and do the same thing. Walking your fingers up the sides of your outer arms, all the way to the backs of your shoulders or even the backs of your shoulder blades. Rock a little more weight towards the balls of your feet. Final breath here. Exhale, releasing your arms all the way, lengthening heart forward, heel toe your feet back together. Good. You can either do this with feet hip distance, especially if you're nursing something in your low back, or your inner big toes can touch. Your heels are just an inch apart if you're not nursing something in your low back. Okay, and then lengthening your heart forward, sit your hips way back into a chair that's way too far behind you. Scoop your belly off of your thighs. Sweep your arms out to a T. This time turn your palms forward. And as you lift your chest, sweep your arms forward by the sides of your ears. Okay, your arms can get any comfortable height for your neck and shoulders. Utkatasana, chair pose. Spread your toes. Shift more weight back into your heels, almost like you were pushing your shins behind you. And then now use that to counterbalance and lengthen more through your side ribs, sternum forward. One more breath here. Exhale, root down, rise up. Maybe a teeny little back bend, and then return hands to your heart. Good. Breathe up through your feet. Holding the earth's love, strength, support, nourishment up through your feet, through your thighs, through your belly, through your heart, filling your whole body. Good. And now bringing your hands onto your hips. I'm just going to adjust this for a moment. There we go. Okay, so hands onto your hips, feet hip distance apart. Shift your weight into your right leg. And then draw your knee into your chest, lengthening your tailbone down behind you, backward lengthening up. Bring your right hand onto your hip, slowly opening your knee out towards the side like a gate. And then reach to your ankle and find your placement for tree, either foot connecting inside of your thigh, inside of your calf, or your ankle with toe support, just not right on the knee joint itself. Okay, and then one hand to your heart when you're ready, and the other. Vrksasana. If you really want to challenge yourself, you can try to close your eyes, really feeling into your center and breathing yourself open, open, open. The rooting in allows for a greater opening and expanding outward because you're more stable, more grounded, more rooted. And then slowly growing the tree tall, lifting all the way up. You can open your branches out wide, coiling your upper chest open towards the sky a little more. And then maybe, if you want to challenge your balance, you can bring your left hand onto your knee, extend your right arm straight up by the side of your ear, and then side bend over towards the left. Really pressing open physically and with breath into these top right side ribs. Good, and then inhale, both arms reaching back up, palms together, exhale, hands to your heart. Now stay with me, hand outside of your knee, hug your knee center, right hand in front of your knee, hug your inner thigh, your inner knee in as you twist open. Rooting deeper into your standing foot, breathing up through your standing thigh, belly, heart. And then slowly unwind, returning back center. And then heart comes forward, extend your legs straight back behind you, touch your toes down, and find crescent pose. Okay? Crescent pose. And now bring your hands to your heart. Drop your back heel down onto the mat. And then slowly turn your chest open towards the left side. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 pose. Good, reverse warrior. Hand to your back thigh, sweeping your right arm up by the side of your ear, and then side bend. Stay bent into your front knee. One more breath. Exhale, rise up and then hinge out. Stay long in your right side ribs. Get longer, longer, longer. Even gaze back towards your left fingertips. Feel how that can turn your rib cage open just a little bit more. And then bring your forearm to your thigh. Top arm up to the spine and all the way over your ear. Keep your bottom shoulder away from your ear, pressing down into your forearm. Good, and then rooting into your front heel, rise up, Virabhadrasana 2 once again. Okay, and now sweep your back arm down by the side of your left hip, turning your chest forward. You return into crescent pose, full breath. Exhale, pitching your chest forward over the front of your thigh. Hands find the mat. Little bend of your back knee, press off, glide forward, heart forward. Okay, so if you have blocks and you need to use them, you can. Otherwise, fingertips just graze the floor, or you can even have flat palms. Breathing your heart forward. Exhale, fold completely over your leg. One more breath. And then bend your back knee and step your back foot to the top of your mat. Both feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, heart lengthening forward. Exhale, drop deep. And just take a moment to feel right and left sides of your body. right and left leg. And then inhale, breathing your heart forward. Hands onto your hips, press into your feet, slowly rise all the way up. Okay, again, feet hip distance apart, hands on your hips. Shift your weight into your left leg, already sending tailbone down, pubic bone lifting towards your navel. And then draw your right knee into your chest, flexing your foot, rolling your shoulder heads open, root down to get taller. And then feel from that deep, like grounding into your center, you can actually expand open. Left hand onto your hip, slowly opening your leg out to the side like a gate. Find that rooting, the lifting. And then finding your ankle, find your placement, inner thigh, inner calf, or inner ankle. Okay, just not on the knee joint. When you're ready, hands to your heart. And now really breathe this connection right here. Foot and thigh, or foot and leg, wherever it's connected. Breathe into that. You feel the touch of your palms together here. Breathe into them. And then slowly growing the tree tall. Reaching all the way up. Maybe the branches open out. Maybe you close your eyes to challenge your balance. And then if you're going for it, you can bring your right hand onto your knee, lengthening up from your bottom heel through your top fingers, and then side bend, finding those like upper side ribs just underneath your armpit. Okay, pressing physically and energetically with breath. Good, and then slowly rising back up. Palms together, hands to your hearts. Okay, stay with me. Hands outside of your knee, hugging center. Left hand hugs around in front. Make sure to flex that foot. And then lifting taller as you hug thigh closer to midline. Twist open, extending your arm behind you. Full breath. Good. And then slowly unwinding. Both hands return to your knee. Lift taller. And now sending your leg back. Arms can come by your sides. Coming into crescent pose. Touch your toes down. Sweeping your arms forward and up. Crescent pose. Okay, hands to your heart. Drop your back heel down onto the mat. Okay, and then slowly turning your chest open towards the right side. Gazing over your front middle finger. Virabhadrasana 2. Reverse warrior. Right hand to your back thigh, left arm reaching up and then overhead. Slowly rising and then hinge. Really send your left hip towards the back short end of your mat. Pause, lengthen more. And then forearm to your thigh. Top arm goes up towards the side. And then sweep it over the side of your ear. Long and spacious through the sides of your neck. Good. Inhale, rise again. Virabhadrasana 2. Your back arm sweeps down by your hip, forward and up to the sky as you come back to the ball of your back foot. Crescent pose. Full breath here. Exhale, pitching your chest forward over your front thigh. Bring your hands down, little bend of your back knee. Exhale, press off. Move your hands right underneath your shoulders. Heart forward, and then exhale, deeply fold, standing split. Good. Heart forward, bend your back knee, hug it in towards your chest, and step both feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, a lengthening heart forward. Exhale, deeply fold. Shake your head yes, shake it no. Flutter lips. Good. And then inhale, lengthening your heart forward. Heel toe your feet wider than your hips. Your toes turn out, your heels turn in. And then drop your hips down between your heels. Hands to your heart, Malasana, deep squat. Good. Now, filling your breath down into the pool of your low belly. Slowing your breath down along. Again, feeling what is your natural rhythm, your divine rhythm, divine timing. There's a lot of rushing to make sure things are in place. And so it's so crucial that we create time and space to tune in to your true and real timing. Rooting down into your feet, slowly straightening your legs, rise all the way up, reach up, turn toes forward, and exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening your heart forward. Grab a hold of your big toes with your peace fingers. Index and middle finger go around your big toe. And then inhale, lengthening your heart forward. Exhale, pull gently back on your toes. Dropping your heart, dropping your head. Heavy cheeks, heavy lips. And inhale, lengthening heart forward. Unhook your toes. Heel toe your feet back together. And then find chair pose, Utkatasana. Hips back, heart forward. And now shift your weight into your right leg, And then inhale, coming all the way to stand up, lift your left knee into your chest. And then exhale, bend your standing leg, tilt your chest forward, arms sweep back by your sides. You will pause in Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Full breath. Good, and then bend your standing leg, touch your back toes down, slowly sweeping arms forward and up. Hands to your heart, drop your back heel, open, Virabhadrasana 2. Reverse warrior, inhale, lengthening. Exhale, side bend. And now straighten your front leg, get it long, so this is like reverse triangle. And then maintain that length that you just created through that right side as you hinge all the way forward. Hand down to shin. Turn your top ribs open towards the sky. Trikonasana. Now bringing your top arm all the way over the side of your ear. Make sure your thighs are engaged, maybe even a teeny micro bend in your right knee. And now bend your top elbow. Thumb comes to the base of your neck. And then allow your arm to actually drape you deeper. So you open again into these like top side ribs. It's a side bend, so keep your chest turned open. Good, and then extending your top arm straight out, sweeping up towards the sky, gaze down, bend into your front knee, hands find the mat. Little bend of your back knee, press off, glide forward, heart forward, and then exhale, deeply fold. Now, as you're here, you might challenge your balance by bringing your right hand to grab a hold of your ankle. And if you do so, then give a little tug. Pull your heart closer down towards your big toe. Drop your head. You might even bring both hands onto your ankle. The more you do so, the more you hold, the more you have to hug heart to the earth. Final breath wherever you are. And then hands supporting once again, heart forward. Bend your back knee, hug it in, step your foot to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthening heart forward. Exhale, deeply fold. Again, just feel right and left sides. Good, heart forward, sit hips back, Utkatasana. Shift weight into your left leg. Inhale, rise up to stand, pulling your right knee into your chest. And then exhale, coming through warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3. Arms by your sides, leg back, heart forward. One more breath. Setting your back toes down, crescent pose, lifting. Hands to your heart. Back heel spins down, Virabhadrasana 2, opening your chest. Reverse warrior, reaching up and then back. Reverse triangle, straighten your front leg. Really push into your big toe mound to get longer. Feel how long you are on your left side. Maintain that as you hinge forward, Trikonasana. Hand to shin, turn your chest open. And you can feel almost like your top back ribs are plugging into your spine. Good, and then sweeping your arm over the side of your ear. Bend your elbow thumb to the base of your neck, and then drape. Let the weight of your arm just drape you deeper. Good, and then chest forward, arm lengthens back up. Turn your gaze down, bend into your knee. Hands find the mat, come to the ball of your back foot. Little bend of your back knee, exhale, press off. Exhale and fold, standing split. Again, don't worry about the height of your back leg. Keep your back hip, toes pointing down towards the floor. Maybe you're challenging your balance by bringing one hand or even both to your ankle. Again, hugging, giving that soft tug as you pull your heart down. 3 breaths here. Hear it, feel it. Both hands supporting on the ground, heart lengthening forward. Bend your back knee, pull it in. Step down. Inhale, heart lengthening forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, heart lengthening forward. Step your left leg back, spin your back heel down and quarter turn so you end up in a wide leg forward fold, okay? And now, spreading your toes, lengthening your heart forward. Bring your hands onto your hips. Again, and use your hands, like your 4 fingers on the tops of your thighs, to actually press your thighs, your hips back, so that you can breathe your side waist, side ribs longer forward. And then exhale, drop completely into the fold. Inhale, heart lengthening forward. Little bend in your knees as you rise all the way up to stand. Good. Releasing your arms down, sweeping your arms out and up. Turn your palms to face out, sweeping all the way around. And then behind you, you can either give yourself a little like fist bump or find reverse prayer with your palms together. Whatever allows for the greatest amount of space as for through your collarbones as your shoulder heads really roll open. Okay, so fist bump or reverse prayer. And then root down into your big toe mounds and pull them out apart between them. Feel how that hugs your outer ankles in all the way up to your outer hip, lifting you long, full breath. And then exhale, sending your heart forward, come about halfway, pause. Find that pulling apart again between your big toe mounds, heart forward. And then exhale, drop completely into the floor. At any point, you can release your arms, your hands down to the floor if you need to. Breathe up through the backs of your thighs, down through the sides of your waist. And then stay in the fold, just slowly unwind your arms, your shoulders, releasing your hands down, lift your heart. And then exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthening your heart forward once again. Turn your toes slightly out, your heels slightly in, and then take a deep bend into your right knee. Walk your hands right underneath your shoulders. You can either keep your left foot flat, planted down on the mat, or you can lift your left toes up towards the sky and sink your hips towards the floor. It just kind of depends on where you're at in your body right in this moment. Okay, and then shifting over to the other side. So stay really low in your hips, as low as you can find, as you walk your hands over to the other side. Again, maybe right foot stays down with hips reaching back, or toes can turn up towards the sky as you sink your hips down. Good. Going over to the right again, walking. Maybe if you kept your foot planted down, play with coming to the back of your heel this time. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, and then again, walking over to the left side. Good, and then coming right through center, turn your toes forward, lift your hips, fold. And then bringing your hands forward, walk your arms, your fingers all the way out in front of you. Keep your hands shoulder distance apart. So this is like a super wide leg downward facing dog. And breathe through the sides of your waist as your hips lengthen back. And you can even use the traction of your fingertips on the mat to pull your chest towards the space between your thumbs and your fingertips towards your chest. Good. Walking your hands back underneath your shoulders. Now flip this, so turn your fingers towards the wall behind you and walk your hands all the way back between your feet. Drop your head completely. And walking your hands again underneath your shoulders. Turn yourself towards the right once again and step back to plank pose. Full breath here. Exhale, child's pose. Setting your knees down, sending your hips back onto your heels. Letting your breath totally settle. And draw your breath out long. Now bringing your hands right underneath your shoulders, you'll slowly roll yourself all the way to sit up. So if it's uncomfortable for you to sit on your knees and your shins, you can go ahead and swing your legs out from underneath you. Just find a comfortable cross-legged seat. Otherwise, you can stay sitting on your heels. I'm just going to turn to face the camera. okay? We're going to reach your fingertips out towards the sides, and you're just gently almost grazing the mat as you root down to lengthen up, getting really tall and long and light through the sides of your ribs. And then turning your palms out, sweeping your arms all the way up. Pause, shoulder distance apart. Turn your palms to face forward, and then bend your elbows. They come to shoulder height, goalpost arms. Good. And then inhale, lifting through your chest. Exhale, palms, forearms, elbows pressed together. Really glue them all the way together. And then inhale, opening through the front of your collarbones. And then exhale, pressing together. One more time. Inhale, opening. Exhale, this time you're going to cross your right arm over your left, finding eagle arms. You can also hug, kind of holding your outer shoulders, wrapping around. Okay? Otherwise, finding the full wrap with eagle. And then inhale, floating your arms straight up towards the sky. And exhale, elbows to your chest. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, lowering. One more time. And then unwinding, circling your arms all the way out and up. Turn your palms to face forward, bend your elbows shoulder height. Full breath in. Exhale, press all the way together. Inhale, open. Exhale, press. Inhale, open. Left arm over right. Left over right. Finding your version of this if you're taking a hug or the full eagle wrap. And then inhale, floating straight up towards the sky. And exhale, elbows to the chest. Closing your eyes and just feeling all those little tiny tendril of tissue that are being lengthened, stretched, open. One more time. As your elbows return towards your chest, you'll unwind, circle out and up, palms together and to your heart. Full breath in. Exhale, bow your head. And just acknowledging yourself in this moment for the internal transformation that's already happened at this point of your practice. And for giving yourself this time and this space to really drop in, to be with self, right? So all that we are becoming as a collective is dependent and a direct reflection of how we can be with self. Be co-me is becoming me, to be with self. Okay, and then releasing your arms down, you'll find your way onto your back. So go ahead and come to lie all the way down on your back. Your knees can be bent with your feet flat on the mat. And just take a couple moments to, again, just give yourself to the ground. Give yourself to the earth. Feel all the spaces where your body contacts the ground, become a little heavier. A little heavier. And then bending your right knee into your chest, flex your foot and cross your ankle over your thigh. Full breath, thread the needle, holding around the back of your left thigh. Make sure to flex both of your feet. And as you arrive here, you might even rock yourself a little bit side to side. Gentle rocking to actually spiral into deeper spaces, deeper layers of your hip. Good. And then take your left hand to your right ankle that's crossed over your thigh. And then your right arm extends out to the side. Again, you can take that goalpost arm, bending your elbow. And then send both of your legs over to the left side. And use your hand on your ankle, kind of pulling towards your left shoulder as you press your right knee and thigh away from your belly. And slowly lifting back up center, you can release the hold, step your foot down, lift your hips an inch or two, and then set them back down, just kind of resetting your pelvis. And then going to the other side, your left knee hugs in, cross your ankle over, you're already flexing that foot. And then thread the needle, drawing your legs in, hands hold around the back of your right thigh. Both feet are flexed. Maybe you stay still, maybe you take that gentle rocking side to side. Okay, and then taking your right hand to your left ankle, left arm out to the side, and twist. Drop your legs over to the right side. Sense the rhythm of your breath. And then slowly rising back up center, you'll uncross, set your foot down. Lift your hips an inch or two, and then gently set them down onto the mat. And then stepping your feet as wide as the mat, feet as wide as the mat, arms can open out to a T. Drop your knees over to the left side. Okay, so we're looking for a stretch from your outer right hip to the outer thigh, outer knee. So you can wiggle your right foot further out to the right side. You can also cross your left ankle on top of your right knee. And then see your breath, feel your breath, imagine your breath flowing beyond your belly. You can actually feel it, see it, go through the open space of your hip socket and flowing into your thigh muscle. Sense your breath 6 inches deep inside of your thigh. And setting your left foot down, if it's crossed on top, you'll lift your knees back up center and slowly send your knees over to the right side. Make sure to keep your feet wide on the mat. You might wiggle your left foot further out to the left. You might cross your right ankle on top. Long, smooth breaths. Great. Setting your foot down if it's lifted, drawing both knees back up center. Heel toe your feet back to hips distance, arms by your sides. Lift your hips, send your tailbone long forward, and set your hips down. And we'll end in butterfly, bringing your feet together, your knees open wide. You can connect your hands onto your body, maybe one hand to heart, one hand to belly, maybe both hands onto your hips or your thighs. Or if you want more opening in your chest, you can bring your arms overhead across your forearms. Relax the corners of your eyes and the space between your eyebrows. Feel the skin of your temples. melting towards the back of your head. Now you can choose to stay here for as long as you would like. I'm going to transition to playing the crystal bowls for you. At any point that you would like, you can extend your legs out all the way long onto the mat and find a full Shavasana. But allow yourself to take your time in your butterfly pose for as long as you would like. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Finding little movements in your fingertips and maybe gently rubbing your thumbs over the tops of your fingers. Opening and closing your palms and pointing and flexing your feet. You might like to stretch your arms all the way up over your head, your legs all the way out in front of you with a big full breath. And then exhaling all the way out. You can slowly bend your knees and roll over onto your right side and rest there for a moment. You can make a pillow with your bottom arm. And slowly finding your way up and onto your seat. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart. And actually feel the connection of like the side of your thumb into your heart itself. And then root down into your seat. Full belly breath rising up into that thumb to heart connection. So may you continue to feel how supported you are by the earth and how much of earth you are yourself, that you are not separate from earth. And that the medicine here is to slow down and to feel into the earth. By feeling into your earth, and from that place, finding the love of the Earth Mother and your own unique energy, essence, gifts that the world so needs right now. Is for you to show up in your fullness, your wholeness, your wildly authentic essence. The world needs you right now. Not to hide, to distance, but to show up fully. Inhale, lifting through your heart. Exhale, bowing your head. Bowing in deep reverence, gratitude for this body, for this practice, for this ability to practice together, still, and the space within yourself to practice anytime you choose to go in. Bringing your thumbs to touch your third eye. The spirit in me sees, honors, and loves so deeply, so sweetly the spirit in you. Namaste. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure to get to do this with you, to have you in my home. I hope you have a beautiful night. As of right now, I am definitely scheduled to be teaching my Friday morning class, 9 a.m. with the crystal bowls again. So if you want to leave a comment and let me know, like thumbs up, thumbs down with the crystal bowl sound, how it sounded on here. Again, it was my first time trying it on Facebook Live. I've done it in other platforms, but I just want to make sure it works out good. So you can let me know if that sounded good. And yeah, I hope you all have a beautiful night.